What you need in the building? What's happening, everybody? I'm what you need. You're watching the channel. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget you can like, share, subscribe. You can also donate via PayPal. Okay, you can donate via PayPal. We got a really good. Oh, today's gonna be a. We got a really good stream today. Really good stuff, and we're gonna get into it. But first, all praise be to the Most High God. The Most High God comes first. I'm what you need. You're watching my channel. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget you can like, share, subscribe, and you can also donate via PayPal if you feel it's called a donation, so you don't have to, right? Also, if you want to hop on here, chop it up with me as a guest. I treat guests like guests. I don't disrespect guests, generally speaking. Um, Hop on here and we could chop it up about this. That's also in the chat section. Of course, if you want to stay in the chat and talk in the chat, it's fine. Haney versus Garcia, hypocrisy in boxing. That's what I call it. I'm calling a spade a spade. But ultimately, in the end, I would love, though I know the nature of the business, I would love to see people patch things up, work things out. So, what has evolved since Ryan Garcia has faced Devin Haney? That's what we're gonna get into, y'all. We're gonna get into it. It's getting very interesting. It's getting very useful. It's getting really cool. So we're gonna get into it, y'all. First of all, Mr. Ryan Garcia said this post-fight of Devin Haney versus himself. He said this.
Javante is one of the hardest punchers in the world. Or how hard does Tank hit?
Surprisingly, not hard. And I know Rolly said this before, and a lot of people that got hit by him say that he doesn't have a hard punch. He has pinpoint accuracy that if it hits you and you don't see it coming, you're gonna get dropped. So I would say his punching power is average, but he has deceptive power. Deceptive shots that will catch you if you're not paying attention all the time.
So recently,
by the way, this is from Aki Sports TV. Aki Sports TV. Shout out to Aki Sports TV. I really mess with you, bro.
Ryan responded by saying, Devin Haney, he punches hard. He even managed to hurt him during the fight as he felt his power on the other hand. Ryan said when he fought Tank, he was weak in that fight. Not surprisingly, Ryan said on other interviews that Tank doesn't even hit hard.
Okay. So, King Riot came out and said that Devin Haney punches harder than Javante Tank Davis. Take that for whatever you want to believe it to be. But he actually said that, okay? He went on to say that, Devin Haney actually hurt him. As you know, in the third round of their fight, Devin Haney caught Ryan Garcia with a leaping left hook. Or it wasn't really a left hook. It was more like a corkscrew, a spear jab. But he caught him and he buckled him. Literally, Ryan Garcia was on wobbly legs, banged his two hands together. Devin Haney did a lot of good work in that fight, but that's not what we're here to talk about. The point is, Ryan Garcia said that Devin Haney hits harder than Tank. So that's pretty interesting. Now, I don't know how true it is or how valid it is, but I can say this, that Devin Haney did buckle Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia, remember, was the bigger, stronger guy in that ring. No doubt about it. And he had a 3-pound advantage over Devin Haney. In fact, remember, this fight was not at junior welterweight anymore because Ryan Garcia broke the rules and didn't make weight. It was fought at welterweight. This was a welterweight fight in which Devin Haney, on the scales, did not come in as a welterweight. He came in as a junior welterweight. Don't forget that. That's a very important point because they weren't fighting for Devin Haney's title. They were fighting as junior welterweights. And Devin Haney was at a distinct disadvantage because he weighed in on the scales as a junior welterweight, not as a welterweight. So he had a lot going against him. And he didn't get to train and prepare for fighting a welterweight. He was training and fighting and preparing for a junior welterweight. These are very important points. Okay. So when Devin Haney was getting stunned by Ryan Garcia's punches, do understand, he was not prepared for that kind of size and power. That's like saying you're preparing to fight somebody at middleweight. That person doesn't make weight at for the middleweight limit, comes in as a super middleweight. You're now fighting a super middleweight on fight night. Well, on fight night, you're fighting something else. But the guy, he's satisfying the rules for super middleweight. In other words, he's not carrying his body through the stress and pressure of having to be a middleweight to make the middleweight weight. See, this is the thing. Why we excuse people who make weight and then balloon up to whatever they balloon up to is because the stress that's put on the body to make the weight. Okay? So it's counterbalancing all that ballooning back up. And there's only so much they can balloon back up. When you don't go through the stress of making the weight, particularly the final pounds, and you get to balloon up to whatever you want to balloon up to, you have a distinct advantage over the guy that did the right thing. Paulie Malignaggi, Antonio Tarver, Oscar De La Hoya said this. Now, besides this point, let me make one more point. This fight was not in the weight class that Devin Haney resides at and campaigns at. And this is a last minute change. I'm glad that the truth's coming out now. So this was a significant thing that happened in that fight. Because Ryan Garcia's punches moved Devin Haney. And it happened because Ryan Garcia weighed in on the scales as a welterweight. I'm not even going to go to what they ended up on fight night fighting at. I don't care about that. The point is, he weighed in as a welterweight. Devin Haney weighed in as a junior welterweight. We had a fight where, officially speaking, a welterweight was fighting a junior welterweight, which is an uneven playing field. Timothy Bradley also said that. Demo Gaming says, Grand Rising, my brother. Yes, sir. And if you wanted to come on here and join me at this time, the link is in the chat. You can hop on here as a guest. I like to see you guys. I like to see your face, the faces behind the people. So my point being that this was pretty dirty, what happened. But Devin Haney still obliged. They didn't do no rehydration clause, and they went into the fight. So when people say Devin Haney didn't have a chin, that's not true. He was fighting a guy who was one weight class up from him with a distinct disadvantage that he was fighting as a junior welterweight. Okay? And Ryan Garcia said Devin Haney hurt him, and we saw it. We saw him hurt Ryan Garcia. So, if you guys question Devin Haney's punching power, you're in for a tremendous, it's a surprise, because Ryan Garcia is saying that Devin Haney, in spite of all of these advantages Ryan Garcia had, he was the bigger, the stronger, the more powerful guy in that ring, Devin Haney buckled him. Now, the optics is Devin Haney can't hit a fly. He looks feather-fisted in that fight because he's outweighed, outmatched, outstrengthed, outpowered. And I want y'all to understand something, because in that loss, Devin Haney showed me a lot, like I said before. In spite of that, and in spite of the fact, let me say this. Think about it this way. If Ryan Garcia had made that 140 pounds, do you think the fight we saw was the fight we would see? No, absolutely not. Besides Ryan Garcia killing himself to make the 140 pounds, his power wouldn't have been that earth-shattering. And I'm pretty sure Devin Haney would have been able to manage it much better. And the fight would not have gone anyway, would not have gone the way it went. Demo Gaming is saying something. Haney got paid per pound. Haney thought he was much better than Ryan. He thought he could still beat him. It's discussed at the conference, having actually made the bet. Yeah, but that's not the point I'm making, though. The point I'm making, which is a totally different point to what you're saying, is that Devin Haney came in a junior welterweight, fighting a welterweight bout because the rules changed because Ryan didn't make weight. He was fighting a full-fledged welterweight who was healthy, didn't have to dehydrate himself to the point where he would drain some energy to counterbalance the replenishment. And on top of that, he was fighting a guy who not only had those things an advantage, but was known as a puncher, known as a knockout artist. So it was it was like PEDs. It was an unfair advantage. It was not a level playing field. Regardless of whether Devin Haney agreed to this or not, doesn't change that fact. Yeah, it doesn't change that fact. Okay, Demo Gaming? That's the point you have to understand. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think about whether he was right or wrong. We thought he slipped up. He should have had a rehydration clause at least. That's where we thought, all of us, I think you even agree with me, they should have had a rehydration clause for the next morning and a weigh-in the next morning to ensure that Ryan Garcia was under pressure to make weight at least through the next day. Because if you miss one point, if you miss one stopper, at least we should have something fair enough that you should be able to clear the next stopper. So if he couldn't make 140 pounds, the next morning, 10 pounds, he needed to come in 10 pounds over the weight. If he went up higher, then the fight either is called off or Ryan Garcia would have to stipulate it. We have to put a ceiling on it, a cap. Okay, if you can't make the weight in the morning, that means you have to make the weight before you go into the ring, which means you still have to make that 10-pound weight. So the weight carries through the day, put him under pressure and strain for his body so he can't fully rehydrate to the healthy version that he is. In other words, if you break the rules, there should be a penalty for breaking the rules, not just money, because boxers' health are on the line in these fights. The boxer's health is on the line in these fights. In these fights, it's life or death. This could have been, Devin Haney could have been killed in there by Ryan Garcia. Okay? And their health is more important than money. Now, the Haneys were inexperienced in this route, in these mental games. And I'm going to go into this because, like I said before, hypocrisy in boxing. All right? And we're going to talk about that real clear so that you will understand. Because as you see in my profile picture, you see Bill Haney, you see Floyd Mayweather there, and then you see in the fight. Because if you look at my description, go into the description of this stream, and you will see we're talking about how Floyd right now, he's pretending like he's coming to try and bring peace to Bill Haney, but really he wants to try and get rid of Bill Haney as the trainer of Devin Haney after he was one of the architects in conspiring against Devin Haney to beat him using Ryan Garcia so that Floyd Mayweather's reputation could stay high because they said it was the Devin Haney era. We're going to go into all of that. Don't worry. We're going to get there, right? And behold, just remember, Mr. Floyd Mayweather, and I appreciate you, and I've defended you. I will continue to defend your boxing record and all of these things. But Mr. Floyd Mayweather, everything has a boomerang, and it's going to come around and sting you in the ass. Don't do that. I went in on Bill Haney for saying that, all these fighters are stay busy fights. And that, Ryan, and nothing wrong with saying Ryan's, nothing wrong with saying that Devin Haney is the best boxer on the planet. Nothing wrong with that. Saying these other boxers are stay busy fights, shouldn't have said that. Devin Haney said that Ryan Garcia is a C-level fighter. Bill never said that. Devin said that, and you got to eat those words, Devin. You got to eat those words, bro, my brother. You got to. The trap was set. It was sprung, but it was a dangerous trap. That last piece of the puzzle, because they underestimated Ryan, they took the money, but Ryan had a significant advantage with that weight and size. That's like putting Floyd in there with Canelo now. Canelo will have a significant weight and size advantage over Floyd. So when Canelo hits Floyd with those punches, it's going to move Floyd. And it doesn't matter how good you are a boxer. There's a limit with weight classes. There are weight classes for a reason, people. And Devin Haney was unprepared for that change in weight class. That came last minute. He never got to prepare for it. He never got to train and take the punishment for that. So Ryan tricked Devin Haney into fighting a fight in which Devin Haney's life could have been lost. He was talking about slaying Ryan Garcia and killing him, when in fact, his life could have been gone. He was talking about knocking out Ryan Garcia, and he ended up seeing the canvas 3 times. Right? Because when you got an ego, and when you don't realize, that's when you're not humble, what happens is people could play with you and manipulate you. And that's what Ryan did. And he did it with the assistance of Floyd Mayweather and Bernard Hopkins. Believe you me. Believe you me. And Bernard was trying to egg on Bill Haney, get in Bill Haney's head, while Ryan was trying to get in Dev's head and Bill's head. And they were doing everything possible. And Floyd gave them the blueprint to do that. Demo Gaming says, I don't buy the excuses. After it's all said and done, Haney was overconfident. He never should have continued with the right after Ryan didn't make weight. I'm not. Again, I just spelled it out. I didn't disagree with you. Ryan set that trap, right? And Devin Haney walked right into it. And Bill, I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's not the point. What is my point? You remember my point. It's not about excuses right now. This is about the future, because see, we can't have that happening in boxing. We can't have people breaking weight and being rewarded for breaking weight. This happened before, by the way, with Jose Luis Castillo and Diego Corrales. This happened before, and it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. A boxer can get killed in there because the other guy's prepping with an unfair advantage, like using PEDs, and it's intentional. And I see the boxing community now coming around to frowning on this as they start to talk more about it, and it comes to light of what Ryan did. And I've seen it. I've seen interviews. I saw an interview recently. It was that kid. What's his name? Davis as well. Keyshawn Davis. And he was talking, and he said, Ryan broke the rules, and that was a very unfair advantage that he had when he faced Devin Haney, because Ryan knew he had the power not only knock out Devin Haney, but hurt him really, really bad. Okay? Hold on a second. We got a lot of people in there. If you want to join me in the chat and just chop it up with me for a brief second, I know some of you are at work or whatever, hop on here as a guest. You can do so in StreamYard. Let me answer these questions really quickly here. All right. So Demo Gaming says, I agree with you. It was an unfair fight. I'm not saying that you're wrong, my brother. Yeah, absolutely. And now why I'm saying this is because the architects behind this were Floyd and Bernard Hopkins. They were the architects of it. Ryan ain't smart enough to do this, to execute this. Floyd gave him the blueprint on what to do, or green print, as we say. Demo Gaming. Haney did the same thing to Regis, but no one's saying this for real. Now, that's not true at all. That's false. See, that's false. That's a whole bunch of bullshit. Both Devin Haney and Regis Prograis made the 140-pound weight. So they were both 140-pounders. That's the official weighing. See, you have to carry your body and break your body down. If you're a big guy, having to make weights to such a small size, it's going to put stress on your body. Ryan didn't put stress on his body. So this is not the same thing. So please stop echoing talking points from media outside. This is not the same thing. Ryan did not make weight. And he didn't make weight by 3 pounds. 3. Okay? This is not the same thing. He's in a totally different weight class and drags Devin Haney up into a different weight class to face him. That's why the belt wasn't on the line. It wasn't a 140-pound fight, bro. This was a welterweight fight with a junior welterweight facing a welterweight. You can't, this is not the same. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because somebody could have died in that ring. Somebody could have died in that ring. It's serious what we're talking about here. This is not a joke. And it's not the same. It's not the same Demo gave me. I'm just passionate. I'm not really trying to yell at you, if you get what I'm saying. This is not the same. This is a serious thing. That's why I said sanctioning bodies, commissions, and promotional bodies need to be vigilant of people intentionally deciding to cheat the system and break the rules. This is a very serious thing I'm talking about. This somebody could have died in that ring Saturday night. Okay? It's not that is like PED use. It's an uneven playing field. This is not the same. When two fighters have to make weight at a lower weight class, the bigger guy, obviously, it'd be harder for him to make weight. And then it's harder for him to rehydrate. So even when Devin Haney rehydrated to 165 pounds and reached his program 156 or 157, it's still an even playing field because both of them had to do the same thing. Okay? But it's different when one fighter is depleting himself to make weight and the other is not. And that other fighter is fighting in a higher weight class because he makes weight in a higher weight. It's one thing if they both make weight in the same weight class. But Devin Haney was forced to fight a welterweight fight when he's supposed to be defending his 140-pound title. And in order to save the fight, he goes on with it. When Ryan Garcia did the worst possible thing you could possibly do. Not only did he miss weight, it's one thing if you miss weight by 0.5 of a pound. Okay? He missed weight by 3 pounds. 3 point something pounds. That's ridiculous. 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 Unacceptable. Ask anybody in boxing. But people are just bypassing it. And they're trying to make it sound like Devin Haney, he doesn't have a chin and he can't punch. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Everybody, including Oscar De La Hoya, acknowledges weight was a factor in Antonio Margarito. Now, were the Haneys wrong for what they did? Absolutely, they were wrong not to put a rehydration clause. That's dangerous. Devin's life was in danger. He didn't even know it. Bill doesn't even know it, but that's a serious thing that happened. And nobody on that team was smart enough to understand this is a dangerous situation you're putting Devin in. Devin didn't get a broken jaw. He didn't get a fractured jaw, but his side of his face was severely bruised by those knockdowns. He fought like a dog, but he could have died like a dog too. And that's what you guys have to understand. The safety of the fighters comes first. There's a reason why the referee was behaving the way he was. He knew there was a tremendous weight difference between Devin and Ryan. He could see it. We all saw it. You look at Ryan's arm, it was twice Devin Haney's arm. Twice. His back was bigger than Devin Haney's back. Who are we fooling here? Who are we fooling here? Now, having said that, that was a deciding factor in the fight, clearly. Devin Haney got balls and he got heart. I'm not going to lie. But it could have been his death, okay? And Ryan's a puncher. Anyway, let's get back to it. Philip Luna says Haney's were quick to take the money. Talk about that. Again, I'm not saying that they were right. I mean, I would take the money because I still have to get the fight going. But what they didn't do, the one thing they didn't do, it's not about what they did. What they did was okay. All right, you take the money, you compensate for the weight loss. But what they didn't do was do a rehydration. Make sure there's a rehydration stipulation for missing the weight by that much. That was tremendous. Nobody misses weight by those kinds of lengths. Regis said it in a recent interview. He said Haney just got his karma. Bruh, please stop. Just stop. Stop with the bullshit. Okay, just stop. Stop. Okay? This boxing, there's a point at which boxing gets real. And this is something that was real. Okay? This ain't about no fucking karma. He followed the rules. He followed the rules. All right? David Benavidez follows the rules. You're going to talk about David Benavidez being a weight bully? He follows the rules. If it's 140 pounds, you make 140 pounds. This is not the same. I don't give a fuck what Regis says. Okay? This is not the same. And Ryan was always going to be the bigger guy. He's always going to be the bigger guy. But he didn't want to make the 140 pounds because he knew that's where his distinct advantage would be. And he got away with it. You would be singing a different story if Devin would have won. Actually, no. I would not have. I would not have. See, you don't know me. I'm not a Devin Haney fanboy. You don't know me like that, my friend. Okay? Everybody in the sport of boxing is talking about this. Any professional. And Antonio Tarver is going to go next week and speak about this. This has nothing to do with Devin Haney and me being, I like Devin Haney, don't get me wrong, but it's not just about Devin Haney. This has to stop. This cannot be allowed to continue onwards. This is a bad precedent. And they should have handled this back in 2005 when Jose Luis Castillo did this very same thing to Diego Corrales. Diego Corrales, who knocked him out in the first fight. And it was a stain on Castillo's career. People always talk about it. So this is a serious thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is not no joke. We're not just thinking of Devin Haney. We're thinking about fighters afterwards. Okay? And the context of this is important for what I'm about to talk about. So if you stick around, you'll understand. But right now, we're not trying to be fanboys. We're not trying to say, oh, this is karma and all this bullshit. This is not. It's not karma. Devin Haney followed the rules. Can't break any rules. You just mad because the black man lost. Say the truth. No. I'm a boxing fan. I'm not a black man fan. I'm not a white man fan. Everybody gets it from me. Bill Haney looks alike. Okay. See, I don't have time for emotional. I'm not even going to engage you because I just don't have time for that. Demo guys, I get what you're saying. I'm only saying that it was Regis' words that came out of his mouth. Again, bro, can you just stop with that nonsense? Because we're talking now about things that make sense. And what needs to be prevented, like I said before, in the future with these sort of things, the sanctioning body, the commissions, it's up to the New York State Athletic Commission to say, no, you either make this weight or we will make you make a comparable weight the next day. And you need to make it harder. So in other words, oh, you can't make the 140 pounds? Okay, so there's a 10-pound limit. Oh, you want to fight this now at welterweight? Okay, fine. Then you can only come into the ring at the welterweight limit. Something like that has to happen. So he comes in 147. But it must be penalized. Ryan Garcia obviously balloons up to like 160 something, 170 something, right? So if you don't want to if you can't make the weight in the morning, it's a welterweight fight. The welterweight limit is 147. You will come into the ring 147 pounds and no heavier. And if you come in heavier, you're going to have to shed that weight because no fight is going to happen until you shed that weight. In other words, you got to make it more and more severe so they will understand and not try that stunt. And I get what Ryan is doing. Ryan decided, okay, I can't make the weight, so we're going to have a non-title fight. And in a non-title fight, you could come in slightly above the recommended weight. But in title fights, you have to. So but even so, it was never meant to be a welterweight fight. It was never meant to be a welterweight fight. And so it looked like he tied Bill and Devin Haney's hands behind their back. They knew going into this fight it was dangerous. They knew that because it changed the whole dynamic of everything. Okay? Now, why am I saying this? Okay? I'm saying this for a reason. See, a lot of y'all out here, y'all are on tribal shit and race and all that bullshit. And I'm not going to lie, race does play a role in these things. Why Devin, people rejoice that Devin lost or whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't care about that right now. What I'm about to tell you has very little to do with race. Enter the fray. Enter the fray, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we'll get to see a rematch and weight will not be an issue. Well, regardless of whether we see a rematch or not, okay, regardless of whether we see a rematch or not, the important thing is that this doesn't happen again. Okay, like I said, this is not just about Devin Haney. Okay, it just so happened that happened in the truth is coming out now, and we're knowing about this. But more importantly is the fact that that was dangerous what happened. Okay, that's the important thing. And it's something that people need to be very cognizant of. Okay, I'm gonna play something for you guys here. I'm gonna play something for you guys. Listen. Maybe you guys saw this, maybe you didn't. This is courtesy Dante's Boxing Nation, but it's on Fight Hype. It's all over.
Social media page. When I want to get on there, I get on there. But it's one of my guys. What's going on, fam? One of your guys. Yes, I mean, you calling my guys. It's one of my. You call for me. Yeah. So I need to know. I called you. I've been reaching out to you to let you know. I ain't never had nothing against you. When did me and you go wrong? When did me and you start having beef? I don't know. How much do we have to beef? Because you seem real like you aggressive. What kind of beef do we have? I'm saying a disagreement. What are we disagreeing about? What are we disagreeing about? I never had nothing against you. Now I know. If I'm not mistaken, let's talk. I seen you in Miami. Last time I seen you in Miami before. We kicked it. You said what's up, I said what's up. We had a good time. Now all of a sudden it seems like Bill Haney is my enemy. Like I ain't got nothing against you. Listen, I don't know if I'm your enemy or not. I don't claim to be your motherfucking enemy. I don't care nothing about being nobody's enemy. You know who I am. You know what I'm saying? You know how I fuck with it. But if you was my enemy, then you would feel like that. Do you feel like I'm your enemy? This ain't. We ain't no sense of context. Does it feel like that? I don't. I feel like, listen, I've been knowing you for hella long, but I feel like you're a bullshit ass nigga. You see what I'm saying? Okay. That's how I feel like it. Me myself, personally. You know what I'm saying? Like your acting. So, let me tell you, like, wait. That's cool. Wait, BB. You wanted me to tell you? I feel like you're a bullshit ass nigga based on your actions about everybody that's been in the town that's been down with you. You dig what I'm saying? They doing dirt ball bad. Ain't nobody doing real good fucking with you. You dig what I'm saying? Now you told me that you was gonna show me what you can do with Tank.
All right. So Floyd calls up Bill Haney. Now I don't know if this is dramatic, they're dramatizing shit to get us roped in, because we know Adrian Broner took shots at Bill as a trainer, calling him a trash trainer. So it's clear that PBC, that Floyd Mayweather, that whole line of people, they want to get rid of Bill as training Devin. This is what the game is. They really coming at Bill. They're trying to get rid of Bill as the trainer, the head trainer of Devin Haney. They're trying to separate Bill Haney from Devin. That's what's up. Man, we got some out of time people out in this life, bro. They just out of timing. Let me see what's up. Okay. This is my uncle from abroad, though. So I gotta check him. Hold on 1 second, people. I just gotta take this call. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? You know the other thing you could really go into? Go into women pastors and women priests. That's not the result of that. And yeah, we could tell Reverend something. We know what. Woo! You know that kind of stuff. Because often people's sister is a runner. Yeah, Reverend Shirley is. Hey! If you get a book of Reverend Shirley, it's also recommended the book. All these things that you go to show this. I have a bunch of different people. Reverend Shirley is, right? This was, that was. And they say this book is great. Just those little clips. We had a difference of love. But video clips, not audio clips. And they actually did it. People are reaching out to this. I don't know if they hear it. So that's how it kind of looks out. Yeah. 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 Well, that's great. I love that. Now you're trying to go the direction. That's fun. I love that. I love it. So those kind of things, yeah. See, those kind of statements just stand out. Especially if it's on your channel and your representation. You'd be like, what did he say? It's crazy. Wow. All of a sudden. That's great. So that's kind of stuff that, so you kind of get the idea now? Did you see us? Good Lord. Now you're trying to bring up people's skills. That's a very, that's an exclusive statement. You know the woman will say truth, and the man will say false. Hey, you should love this over there. Just do it. If he's not true or false, you can put his arm in there. Just be careful. You know, you actually got to just do for. That's the event. Yeah, but dude, and you know what? It was just doing that. They would you would enjoy that. If I see you guys in 2 o'clock, I'm talking to you my wife. Like, yeah, yeah, we'll have a thing like lunch, yeah, we'll have a thing like, yeah, As soon as you say 2 o'clock, you know, that would be hilarious. That's good. That's good. That is what we need. That is very interesting. That's something I got perfect. That's something I got good for you. Yeah. I like that.
Well, listen, let me leave you to this training. I've sent you 3 things there. A little short clip that somebody did for me.
Okay.
With my thing, a little animation. Then I sent you a proper advert I did, which a guy did for me in a studio.
Okay.
And I've also sent you the link, which we could put in any of our TikTok adverts so people can find the book on Amazon, right? So it's a very small link. But I'm going to send you, as I said, some of the text I wrote this morning, which gives you a little kind of synopsis of my thinking.
Okay. So 1 week is what we're using? And we get what we can get done?
Yeah, have a look at it and come back to me the first week. If you don't get much done, at least we can work on it for the second week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm starting on it. I feel the finish this week, so I'll do it. All right, everybody. No problem. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Woo-wee. Oh boy. Time really went. Oh, and you guys was chatting. Demo Gaming says, I feel like this started when Bill was going around saying that Devin put hands on Floyd in sparring. You don't do things like that. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So let me get into it. So yeah. Devin Haney put hands on Floyd. He did. And Bill was talking about sparring. All right. And Bill was, joking around. Bill's a joker, really. Bill tells a lot of jokes. He's got a lot of punchlines and stuff like that. And so, right. And so we get to this point where we have to talk about this. And this is why I thought this was very relevant. So obviously Bill had brought up that, Dev had, had really beaten Floyd up in sparring. And Floyd, I think, took offense to that because Floyd, is, the dude and stuff. And then Bill was talking about the end of the Floyd Mayweather era, and this is the Devin Haney era, right? And he said that again because it's a new generation and they're moving forward. And the Mayweather era has been over for a while, but nonetheless, Canelo took over and stuff like that, but nonetheless. So Bill was using Floyd's name to build Devin up, which is, again, nothing wrong with that necessarily. You got to be careful when you do things like that. Bill knew exactly what just happened. So Bill, actually, when he was talking with Floyd, that's what I was doing. I was actually in a conversation with Bill and Floyd, right? That's where we were. Okay, hold on a second. Come on now. So hold on a second here. No, wrong thing. Okay, so they were talking.
You get what I'm saying? Now you told me that you was gonna show me what you can do with Tank. You always kept telling me Tank.
Right. So okay. So Bill was saying to Floyd, I don't remember what the conversation was about. Bill was saying to Floyd, listen, man, you're saying all these things, but when I look at how people look around you, they seem to always be dirt in the dirt. AB, right, was in the dirt. You know, some of your fighters, you know, they ain't getting no fights. You know, we had Richardson Hitchens, he wasn't getting no fights, he was left on the shelf. We had what's this with the kid name? The Cuban kid, I forgot what his name is. He wasn't getting no fights. They had to go somewhere else. One or two guys, you know, did well and they kept it going. We got some guy named LDBC Simon in the building. LDBC Simon, yo man, can I say my piece? Yes, sir. You can do so. Of course you can. So we got LDBC Simon in the building. How you doing, my brother?
Man, you need to shut the fuck up with your narratives on Floyd, man.
Okay, first and foremost, I don't want to remove you, but what I would like you to do is have some respect on here.
Have some fucking respect for Floyd.
Like I said, I'm going to give you another chance, LDB Simon. You can start by having respect. If you don't have respect, we can't engage. We got to talk respectfully. I have not been disrespectful to anybody. I'm just talking the story here. Okay? So if you can't do that and you're up in your emotions, you will not have a platform. Can you follow those rules? You're going to have a second chance. I'm going to give you a second chance, my brother. But if you start off like how you start off, we ain't going to have no conversation. So you get a chance. You get one more shot. Okay? Because I like to have respect for guests. Even if I may talk to you one way in the thing. Now, this is my program. I'm in charge of it. Right? You have respect. Respect will be given to you. You want to try again, LDBC Simon? You want to have a go at it again? Because if you begin like that to me, the host, we can't have that. Right? I have not been disrespectful about Floyd or to Floyd. We are just going through the situation and covering what is happening. I've never called Floyd anything. So you can't be calling me names, and I haven't called Floyd names. And if you love Floyd so much that you're willing to curse out another man for Floyd, then you will not do that on this program. So you'll get one more shot to say your piece. You can't have respect. You can't use this platform. We're going to keep it civil here because this is education unboxing. You got that, LDBC Simon? I'm giving you one more chance. I'm giving you one more chance. I didn't disrespect you. I don't expect disrespect from you. Right? We're going through Floyd and we're going through what Bill did. Good. Very good, LDBC Simon. Come on.
Listen, man, I'm not trying to cuss you out. I just want to say, don't you ever disrespect Floyd, man. This guy, you don't understand what this guy's done for boxing. P.S. Your hairline's fucking trash, you rapist.
Okay. So he got himself out of there. LDBC Simon. Okay. And then he disrespected me and then he ran because he knew he had nothing to say. He's just up in his feelings and emotions. Let's continue. So as Bill Haney was saying to Floyd, he was saying, look, man, you have these guys who've been around you. And he's saying, you talk one thing, but then when we look at these guys, they fade out around you. So he's saying, how can you call me a friend, am I really your friend? This is all Bill is saying. Now, I'm not saying that Floyd didn't have good intentions for these guys. I'm not saying that at all. Edwin Clark says, "What the fuck, Simon? No need for that." He's a coward. Simon's a coward. He can't stay here and talk with me. Can't have a normal conversation. He come with his emotions. He cursed me out, and then he leaves. And he's like, "Don't you dare this and don't you dare that." Homie, you can't don't you dare nothing. What you can do is listen to the program. Okay? And if you want to, you can express your opinion. Nobody's telling you not to express your opinion, but do it respectfully. Respectfully. Nobody in here, as you can see, when I allow guests on here, you don't see me going back and forth with guests on here. You'll always get an opportunity on this platform. But if you come on here and start behaving all crazy, well, I got to remove you. I'm going to have to remove you because it's a conversation. You're not going to change what I'm going to say in terms of my content. You're not going to change my point of view. And by saying it's disrespectful doesn't change the fact that I'm telling you facts and I'm telling you the truth. We're having a conversation. It's not going to change nothing. You threatening me doesn't change anything. That's what you got to understand. We're still going to say what we're going to say. We're still going to do what we're going to do. It is what it is. So why not just have a conversation? Say what you want to say, but have a conversation. But threatening me doesn't change anything. And of all people to threaten, I'm a fan of Floyd Mayweather. I'm a fan of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is a boxer. As a person, I don't really know him as a person, so I can't really say. I'm just talking about this incident. I'm going to tell you why he's hypocritical. He is hypocritical. He is hypocritical. And if you don't like that, too bad. That doesn't mean because I say he's hypocritical, that means I hate him. I don't hate Floyd. I really don't. I love him, actually. I love Floyd. Anybody knows that. Everybody knows I defended Floyd on the YTBC, and I've defended Floyd, and I say Floyd is TBE. So we're not here just because I'm going to be critical of Floyd right at this point in time. We're not here to hate on Floyd. But we got to say what we got to say because I'm about the truth. Okay? Edwin Clark says, "Wow, he was emotional as fuck." Well, you know, people get it for different reasons. People are emotional. All right. Maybe Floyd gave his family some money or gave his family something to help out the situation in Vegas. We don't know. But what I do know is, because Floyd does a lot of good things. People don't know Floyd, like I said, most of these boxers are nice people. Okay. But I don't change the fact of what I'm about to say. And I'm going to say it. And if you don't like it, then don't listen. Haney got whooped. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he got whooped. He got beat up. Yeah, he did get beat up because his face was a mess. But I thought it was a competitive fight nonetheless, and I thought it ended in a draw. And I can break down why I say that. Nerd says, this guy laughing. Face it, Haney got exposed by a TikToker. Okay. So you still throwing shade. Good for you. Bill was using Floyd's name to build Devin up. You got to be careful when you do things like that. Bill knows exactly what happened. Right. So getting back to the point. So you heard Bill say, well, look, man, I look for people around you that was successful. And then you say, well, okay, well, we'll see with Tank. Watch and see what I do with Tank. Okay. Because we don't know about the AB story and stuff. But the truth be told, I'm gonna be real with y'all about certain things. Now, Bill is saying this from his perspective. I get what Bill is saying, and I don't completely disagree with him. Floyd at times will be riding with you, and then he could just turn around and sabotage you, right? Because Floyd wants to keep his legacy intact, and he pretends like sometimes he's your friend, and then he's your enemy. But having said that, I got to say this. Floyd, in the case of AB's part of Floyd's legacy. And Floyd didn't want AB to go down the path that AB ended up in. Just going to be real with you. right? Of course, Javante broke ties with Floyd. Javante believed, Shannon Briggs? Is this the Shannon Briggs? Shannon Briggs is in here on the stage. People just popping in like fireworks. Shannon Briggs, come on, sir.
Don't ever disrespect Floyd, bitch.
Oh, you again.
You fucking liar, fucking fraud. Don't you ever disrespect Floyd on
Stay
this
on, though.
platform.
Don't run away. Don't
This
run away
my
from here.
platform.
Don't run away
This
from
is
here,
my
son.
platform,
Son, don't run
motherfucker.
away. Now, keep quiet a little bit. I'm going to give you your piece.
This is my platform, motherfucker.
Don't threaten.
I'm
gonna
not
give you your
threatening
piece.
no one, bitch.
Go ahead and say what you got to say, and don't run.
You
Stay
a fucking fanboy,
Don't
man.
be a little coward and run away.
You a
Say
fucking
what you got to say.
fanboy.
You
You a
see I show my
fangirl.
face? You don't show your face.
You a
You want
fucking
to talk
fan.
about fucking
You're not
coward?
showing your face. You wearing some nerdy ass glasses.
Do you really want to do that, my homie?
You wearing some nerdy ass
You
glasses.
really do that, my homie?
Nerd,
Hey,
bitch.
look, I could cream your little ass.
You do
But I
fuck
don't
old.
want to. I'm on here.
You're old man. You an old man, pussy.
See people do well and prosper.
You a fucking old
That's
man,
why I'm
pussy.
here. And that's why I'm
old
educating
as
people on
fuck.
boxing. If
You
you are
tired as
all up in
fuck.
your feelings and emotions, then
You old as
can't
fuck, man.
relate to anybody anything that makes sense.
You crusty motherfucker.
Right? All this name calling. Fluff, blah, 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 blah.
Crusty old bitch.
Ain't nothing. It's hot air, bro.
You crusty old fucking bitch.
Chill.
I took a shit in your nan's grave, motherfucker.
Chill. Calm down.
I took a shit in your nan's grave, motherfucker.
I'm waiting. Ran away like a little bitch. You're weak. Right. So back to what we say. So Floyd Mayweather, well, this is good. This is good for boxing. So Floyd Mayweather, as I said before, Bill Haney is saying these guys, but Floyd actually, like I said before, I think he really wanted the best for Adrian Broner, AB, and AB has his little, his issues and whatever. But AB didn't do too well under Floyd, right? We also saw that, some other fighters under Floyd Mayweather banner, some of them didn't catch the breaks that they were supposed to get, and some of them again fell by the wayside. Okay. So Bill is saying, you say one thing, but then you do another. And Bill is saying this based on, he knows that Bernard Hopkins, and he actually said it in an interview, that Bernard Hopkins and Floyd was behind trying to get Ryan Garcia to beat Devin Haney. This was the goal. The reason is, if Devin Haney was to beat Ryan Garcia, as we all know, Devin Haney would be the man, and that Tank fight would be there, right? Haney versus Tank. So they were working as much as possible to get into Bill and Devin Haney's head through Ryan, and this is why Ryan was behaving so crazy. And obviously, they succeeded in doing that. Philip Luna in the building. What's up, my dude?
You crusty ass fucking bitch. Fuck you, motherfucker. Your hairline starts at the back of your head, bitch.
And we don't know what your hairline look like.
Your hairline's
like a bitch in the background, hiding,
motherfucker,
and changing names.
Your hair's shiny as fuck.
Look at that. You are a coward.
You some B-Tech. You some B-Tech Bill Haney looking.
You got no confidence in your mug.
You some B-Tech Bill Haney looking motherfucker.
You feel you ugly. You talking about my mug.
Your hairline's fucked. Your hairline's fucked.
And you're gonna run away again like a bitch.
Your hairline's fucked, man. Look at the state of it, man.
You're gonna run away like a little bitch.
Your hairline starts at the back of your neck, motherfucker.
And yours can't be seen, because guess what? You coward, come out here and show your face.
Don't you ever disrespect Floyd, motherfucker.
I'll tell you what. When you learn to respect people, I'll figure out if I want to respect anybody.
Your
Because
hairline's
you got
shit.
no respect for your own damn self.
Your
You hiding
hairline's
behind a
shit.
screen. You
Your
hiding behind a
hairline's
screen
fucked.
like a little wuss.
Your hairline's fucked, motherfucker.
And you're gonna run away like a little punk. What's this?
Your hairline's fucked, motherfucker. Your hairline looks like some Ronald McDonald thing, bro. Yo, Ronald McDonald. Yo, Ronald, you look like Krusty the Clown.
Did I say he was gonna run away like a little bitch? So, guys, we'll accept guests in here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check in the background to see who's coming through. So you will have to private chat me so that this clown doesn't come back on. You just got revoked. You're a clown. We knew he was just gonna pop off. You're a coward. So back to what we were saying. Floyd Mayweather has had these things. He's had failures with people he's supposedly mentoring. But I'm gonna say this though, that he does mean well, and he did mean well with Devin when he was training him and giving him tips. He did mean well when he was training Tank. He did mean well when he was training Rolly. He did mean well, and Rolly lost. Yes, he lost some fights, but he did try to impart his knowledge to these guys. All right. So the truth be told, Bill is right in some respects, but he's also wrong in some respects with Floyd. In that, Floyd does have good intentions, but when you become a threat to him and his legacy, he will wage warfare on you. Now, when Bill talked about Devin whooping his ass in sparring, Floyd never for 1 second disputed that. Floyd said, but you don't, it's not about, hooray, your son was the king of the gym, but it's under the lights. Meaning that Floyd was trying to say about his 50-0, but that's not what Bill was talking about when he initially started talking with Floyd. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on playing this clip so you guys can see, because this guy was paid as a disruptor, probably of the TMT team, to try and get me off topic, which is never going to happen, buddy. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to continue to go through this, and it seems as though a lot of high-profile people also want to check this out. It's not the guy's crazy. The guy is trying to, yeah. He's trying, Edwin Charles says, what a sad little man. Don't let him distract you. Keep cooking. Yeah, I know what it is. It's a distraction tactic. He's trying to obscure the storyline. So when he comes inside of here, I know it's him. He'll try and pretend to be one of you guys, and I'll just not bother with him. And if I see somebody else come on, then I'll know it's them. Because I gave him a nice intro 3 times as a guest. And he behaved like a complete asshole. So, and an asshole without a spine, because he came on. When he realized I wasn't engaging him, he left. So let's go. Bill Haney was saying to Floyd this.
You see what I did with my son? That's what you really been whispering. But when you went to go talk and do the deal, it wasn't something that he felt like that he wanted to get no monthly. He wanted to be involved. So the deal didn't happen. But I mean, I don't want you to sit up and talk like you some hellified nigga. You've been doing some hellified shit for the streets, and like you just been there for me, and like we 100% high level. Nigga, I take care of everybody around this motherfucker. I take care of my son, and you've been hating on me for a long time.
Okay, so Bill Haney's talking about the beginning of the altercation with Floyd, which is basically this. Bill Haney had Devin sign to himself. Devin became his own boss. Okay. And Floyd Mayweather wanted to sign Devin Haney to him. And Floyd has since then had a problem with Bill Haney. And Devin even said, Floyd, he don't like me. He didn't like me for a while. Okay. Because he signed Bill, they started their own promotional company and they're doing their own thing. And because they're doing their own thing, Floyd didn't like that. And since then, there's kind of been a rift between Floyd and Bill Haney, because he thinks Bill Haney is the one that's blocking that. But Bill Haney takes care of all his children. Bill Haney doesn't only have Devin. Devin's the first one to do extremely well, but he has a daughter who's also doing tennis, and he has a son who's doing, I believe it's music or something. He's dealing with all his children and taking care of all his children. I saw recently Ryan Garcia's father talking about how Ryan said that Bill Haney's not a good father. I don't know about that. The proof is in the pudding. He has all his children together with him. He may have, different mothers and all of that, but he has all his children together with him. And he's trying to shepherd his children into becoming great people, like how the Serena Williams father got them to be great tennis players and stuff like that. Bill has dreams and aspirations. He get a second breath on life. Another thing that Floyd was trying to say, what Bill was trying to say to Floyd is this. Floyd's talking about these fighters and these fighters and these fighters. And Bill was saying, in the streets don't think about that. You're still dealing with ones that are saved. We trying to rescue ones from the streets that not saved. Like how, and Bill was trying to get Floyd to understand, when Floyd started talking about his 50-0 and he's undefeated, he said, nah, Ninja, you only fooling. The only person you fooling right now is yourself. Because in the streets, we all know everybody takes losses in life. Everybody takes losses in life. Your 50-0 is good. That's a great accomplishment, but you ain't fooling nobody. You lost as well in your life. Everybody do. So he was trying to get Floyd to understand when he was saying relationships. Bill was trying to get Floyd to be real about relationships. You calling me up to see if everything's well with you and me, but then you go and you stab me behind my back, giving my enemy munition to take out my son. How are we going to be cool? How are we going to be cool, homie? So Bill took it to the streets and he was saying to Floyd, I think you're a fake ass nigga. Now, that language sounds terrible, but he was just being real. He was saying, how you could say you my friend, but you stabbing me behind my back? This is what he was saying. This is how he feels, right? So he's speaking from that. Floyd is a human being just like anybody else. Now, Floyd felt disrespected when Bill, who was joking, was talking about how Devin had beaten Floyd in sparring, but then he wrapped it up by saying, and this is the Devin Haney era, and then he started clowning around and joking around. And Floyd took that to heart, all right, that he would expose that sparring. But Floyd was the first guy. Floyd also released footage of Tank going in on Devin. And Bill brought it back up. He said, well, Devin went in on Floyd. He can show that sparring footage too, right? So they're going back and forth. Now, Bill first started this, right? Bill started with the sparring footage. He talked about Devin had beaten Floyd in sparring, and none of Floyd's camp will ever say that. He said that. He always used to boast about that. He said it many, many times. This was not the first time he said it. But you got to take it from the perspective of a father who's very proud of his son and who was trying to get people to realize that this son is something special. That's where Bill's really coming from. He's not coming from trying to disrespect Floyd at that point in time, and Floyd knows that. But Floyd stored it in his heart, in his mind, and he said, I'm going to get you back. I'm going to get you back, sucker. And it came to a head when Bill started talking crazy. Bill started saying, everybody will stay busy fighting. In the meantime, Floyd's plotting and planning with Ryan how they could actually beat Floyd. Because Ryan beat Devin, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. No matter how good a boxer is and how nobody is infallible, there is a way to beat Floyd Mayweather, I'm sure. But nobody found it. All right? And Ryan Garcia only had his left hook. He's mostly a left hooker. That's what his thing is. Devin Haney has the jab. He's mostly a jabber. Builds everything off the jab. But they figured out a methodology. One, make it look like Ryan's crazy and he don't really want this fight. So he's got Devin and Bill in limbo. Then they took it to the next level and they made it appear like Ryan wasn't really working on investing in the fight. It was a great game plan, by the way. Great, masterful game plan. And I knew Floyd was behind it. And only Floyd Mayweather could do such a flawless game plan. Bernard Hopkins had a little bit to do with it, but Floyd. And because Bernard started it off by bumping Bill Haney when he was coming to ask Oscar for the fight. So that was where they started the warfare, because they realized, oh, this fight gonna happen. But remember, the first thing, Floyd pulled Ryan. He was like, hey, man, you don't want to be facing that kid. Not right now. And then when Ryan said, no, I'm going to be facing him, Floyd was like, okay, we need to come up with a game plan. All right. So Floyd saw this as a way of exposing Devin so that he could come back and critique Bill and show that Bill's not a good trainer, because he's not really mad at Devin. He's trying to go at Bill. And the whole PBC, and you listen to everybody right now, they trying to go at Bill. They're trying to go at Bill Haney. They're trying to get him removed. But Bill Haney is with his children. He cannot be removed. So when Floyd was saying, well, let me help Devin, Bill is like wary of Floyd because Floyd just sabotaged Devin. Why would you want to come back and help him? You get what I'm saying? But Floyd is doing this for a show to try and show that, you know, he's trying to say, well, where did this come from? Where did this come from? But you know where it came from, Floyd. You know where it came from. You a mastermind. I got to give you your props. Well played. Only one thing, though. Y'all played a little dirty. I thought he was going to fight dirty in the ring. He fought dirty outside the ring. He got Devin Haney and Bill to co-sign on Ryan coming in a welterweight. Brilliant. Brilliant. All is fair in war, but just remember there's a boomerang effect. It ricochets back and it'll bite you in the ass. It'll bite you in the ass. Bill started talking about Floyd's children and how Bill was looking out for them. Bill is trying, and what Bill was trying to do with Devin Haney was build a new structure, a different way of looking at things. Because a lot of fighters today, they're afraid to face each other because they fear losing. And Bill is saying this to Devin Haney era, even after Devin Haney is lost, because he understands a loss don't mean you're not great. That's why he's sticking with it and with his son. And Devin has an announcement to make, which should get everybody excited. So we're looking forward to that as well. The point being, Floyd is exceptionally great, but people misunderstood what that O meant. And a lot of fighters today will not accomplish, including Gervonta Tank Davis, will not accomplish what Floyd has done and surpass it because they're so busy trying to protect their O. Canelo lost twice in his career, got some draws, but the ninja be fighting. He fought most people. Right now, Oscar and they trying to set up for another upset. Remember, we had upsets this year. We had Fundora upsetting Tim Tszyu. We now had Ryan upsetting Devin Haney. That was an upset. That was nothing less but an upset. Will Munguia upset Canelo? Canelo cherry picking Munguia instead of facing David Benavidez. That's the question. See, what Bill is trying to do, and he will succeed, is he's willing to show people that it's about facing the best and doing what it takes to face the best. See, Bill's ideology goes against Floyd Mayweather's ideology. Floyd Mayweather says you need to get the best and the most amount of money you can get. Bill is saying, I ain't going to squabble about money. I want the opportunity. I call the shots after. I want the opportunity to face the guy. And that's what his son has been doing. Came up in Tijuana, Mexico, so he know how to fight like a Mexican. Taking up every single opportunity. The only thing is they're over-eager to face in an uneven playing field. The playing field wasn't even in the fight that happened over the weekend. But it is what it is. You live to learn. Once you've learned from that experience, you don't let it happen to you again. So this is what Bill was saying to Floyd. And Floyd said, well, call me afterwards. You know, let me say something. Bill Haney, take the information you can take when you can take it. Floyd is a library of information. Now, he could be bullshitting your ass, but y'all need to let bygones be bygones. Okay? Y'all are two black men. And Bill need to take up that phone and call Floyd. And if Floyd want to behave like an asshole on the phone and cuss him out, listen, be humble, take your cussing, come back with him with points. Just like how I handled this kid who came on here trolling me. All right? Because both of you are grown men and y'all too old to be playing games. Devin Haney's still going to be a great fighter. We already know that. He's already going into the Boxing Hall of Fame if he ain't close to going into the Boxing Hall of Fame. Ryan Garcia just attached himself to the Boxing Hall of Fame just by beating Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia is the man right now. He commanded the most amount of money, more than Canelo, more than Tank. Ryan just eclipsed Tank with that win over Devin. Devin was in his prime. Devin was at peak. The only thing is Devin wasn't fighting at 140 against Ryan. Ryan, he was fighting outside of his weight class. He was fighting a welterweight. He was fighting a welterweight fight, which he didn't bargain for. He didn't prepare for. And maybe Ryan Garcia says, run it back again. Let's run it back again. But we're going to do it at welterweight. And we get a second one. It was the first one was great. The first one was great. Y'all saw me. I love boxing like that. I'm not going to lie. I got my money's worth with that fight. That fight was a great fight. And it wasn't a great fight because of the boxing, because they were mostly brawling, and Devin was mostly brawling. He abandoned all his boxing and he started brawling with Ryan. He was just trying to land that big right hand or a big left hook. That's basically what he was trying to do. He got back to his boxing in round 12, but he wasn't boxing really, right? Ryan was countering. He wasn't really boxing either. He was moving around the ring and good, but he wasn't really boxing. Both of them need to bring out, like Antonio Tarver said, there wasn't no big set of skill involved there, right? David went in to try and beat down Ryan and knock him out, even though Ryan's like way bigger than him. And Ryan, he's trying to set up traps, even though he didn't do his trap setting very well. He didn't listen to Derek James very well. Derek James kept on saying, pump the jab, and then work everything off the jab. And he just wouldn't do it. But the bottom line is they wrangled. I guess they kind of went back into time and started brawling with each other like they did in the amateurs. But at the end of the day, it was a very exciting fight. Haney got knocked down 3 times. Ryan closed the gap after the second knockdown, and then it looked like he pushed ahead, even though it ended up being a draw, or it could be slightly Ryan or slightly Dev. It was a close fight still in terms of points. But the point is, it was exciting. So if Ryan want to do it again with Devin, fine. But let me tell you this. After that fight, Ryan came to congratulate Devin and everything. Devin and Ryan, y'all going to need each other because I know it's inevitable. Y'all going to clash again. I know y'all going to bounce up each other again and y'all going to fight again. And it'll probably be another epic fight, right? You just look at the history of these two. These two always have epic fights. You want an exciting fight? Pacquiao had Marquez. Well, Devin Haney going to have Ryan Garcia. They're going to be nemesis of each other for their entire career. And they'll probably be best buddies and best friends after their careers are over because they're going to rumble. They're going to rumble. Ryan's the guy, though. Ryan's the guy. He just surpassed Tank. That's why Floyd came on there as well to talk to Bill, because Tank ain't going to face Ryan again. He's not going to do it. Ryan can't make 140. Tank ain't going to go up to welterweight to get knocked out by Ryan. He's just not going to do that. Too much weight. Tank's smart enough to understand that. Ryan hit too hard. Tank don't even get no time to acclimatize to 147. I know Tank was saying he would go up and face Conor McGregor, and Ryan talking about 144. Ninja, please, Ninja, please. Ryan been at that weight for a minute. No. Now you want Ryan to do damage to Tank. Now that making no sense. And Tank will hit Ryan. He'll hit Ryan like he hit Ryan before. The problem with it is he gonna have a lot more weight, so he can absorb the punishment a lot more. Devin hit Ryan with a nice, clean, crisp shot and buckle him. But for the rest of the fight, Ryan, besides hitting him to the body and hurting him to the body, he really wasn't hurting him to the head. Right? And then credit to Ryan's defense somewhat in that too. But the point is, Ryan was big, Ninja. Now 144. Now you can let him go fight at 144, a catchweight 144, which favors him again. You crazy? Tank ain't gonna take that fight. You're not even fighting that super lightweight. Come on, y'all. He's not gonna fight. Come on, man. No, of course not. But Devin can get it, run it back. So they might run it back with Devin again. Maybe. Ryan might do it. And if Ryan does that, again, props to Ryan. Because what Ryan shows me is he's a real dude. He's a real fighter. Ryan disproved all kind of people that was talking all kinds of shit about him. All kinds of. I remember I put up an article. I put up a video praising King Ryan and talking about, how special he is with the pay-per-view and stuff. And one guy, he went in, Ryan ain't nothing. Why you dick riding Ryan? But you know how people are. I was in a chat group, and I was talking about the game plan, the master plan that Floyd, you could see the green print that Floyd putting down there with Ryan. And once again, people went in on me. Why are you talking about Ryan? Ryan gonna get knocked out, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. But when you look at it from a proper perspective, Ryan had a good game plan. You'll never hear Bill Haney bad talk Ryan's game plan. He was like, good. The only thing that I'm saying is it's dangerous for you to not make weight and then go in so healthy, because the other guy's not prepared for that. It's not like he got noticed before. If Devin knew he was going to fight this fight at 143, he'd have come in 143, first of all. Second, he would have trained a little bit different for bigger guys, even bigger guys than he has training with him, so he could take more shock and more punishment. Clearly, he could not take those shots of Ryan, and he took some clean shots from Ryan, right? Clean shots. Now, on the basis of this, how can you critique Bill Haney on his training with his son? Oh, with experience. Floyd was talking in another program. He was saying, you have to have somebody with experience and stuff. Floyd trying to insert himself into the equation. Now, let me make this abundantly clear, right? Floyd does want to help Devin. Devin came up in Floyd's gym. Devin was trained by Floyd's father. Devin was trained from some of the best trainers around Floyd, from the Buddy Snatcher, what's his name? I forgot. To many great trainers. Okay, so Floyd is sort of invested in Devin, even though he is not training Devin. But what Floyd is doing wrong, and I know what he really means to do, but what he's doing wrong is trying to get rid of Bill. Don't get rid of Bill. You crazy? Don't get rid of Bill. And I heard Adrian Broner say Bill's not really a good trainer. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't take the foundation that got a fighter from where he is to where he is. You don't get rid of the foundation. So I hear all this talk around there. Oh, Bill need to go. And, no, Bill doesn't need to go at all. I remember when people were saying Eddie Reynoso is not good enough for Canelo. No, Eddie Reynoso did a great job with Canelo moving his career. So it was a good thing Canelo never left Eddie Reynoso. See, if you get rid of the trainer, which is the foundation, that fighter has no footing. Plus, he's being ungrateful, getting rid of the trainer. Devin Haney has Bill as his foundation, and he got the other guys. The thing with Devin Haney is he can make the fights he wanted to make, and Floyd don't like that. He making all these great fights. He gonna expose Floyd, he feels, or expose his legacy as this, that, and that's not gonna happen, Floyd. Your legacy's entrenched in stone forever. Whether even if Devin was undefeated, it'd be entrenched in stone. But you gotta expect people better than you to come up. It's gonna happen, But you could tell Floyd is itching to try and impart knowledge to Devin. He still wants to stay close to Devin. He actually has a part of him but then the danger with Floyd is he gets close to you, then he could sabotage you, just like how he sabotaged Devin there. He got a mean streak in him. He got a streak in him where he could just flip the switch and just turn on you. You know what I mean? That's the problem with Floyd. He really genuinely in his heart of hearts loves to help people. But then he would turn around and just slap them. That's the problem. And 50 Cent talked about it. A lot of people talked about it. That's just Floyd. It is what it is. Floyd as a person, I don't know him like that. So I ain't gonna talk about it. But I know he really does have a big heart. He really is a nice person. He is a nice person. I vouch for that because I know about the things he's done for people. I never tries to get it in the public. Okay. But like I said before, everybody has bad traits about them. Okay. And he has bad traits. And that's why Bill is wary about Floyd training anything. Besides that, Bill didn't do a bad job. What happened was, Floyd, you did a great job of getting into Bill's head and having Bill and Bernard Hopkins did a great job, and Ryan Garcia did a great job of getting into their heads. We've never seen Devin Haney fight like that. Right? Not just abandon. Oh, actually, we have. When he dropped the guy, I forget, it was from the Dominican Republic. We have seen him do that. And Bill was giving Devin good advice, actually. I'm going to show you what Bill told Devin in the beginning of the fight to occupy Ryan. I think it was in the second round after Devin had got hurt. He said, occupy him. You got to occupy him. Now, what does that mean? For those of you who don't know boxing, this is what it means. I'm in an orthodox stance, okay? Now, there are different ways to occupy a fighter, okay? One of them is using the jab. I'm blocking them. I'm occupying them so that they can't see what's happening. They can't see what you're about to throw behind it. But there's another way to occupy them. You can occupy them by using the touch jab. The touch jab. By extending that jabbing hand or feinting as if you're going to throw the jabbing hand as well. You can keep their jabbing hand at home. And you can also occupy their backhand by, again, touching it. When you touch the hand, right, and you keep the hand out, it keeps the hand from, because you have to shoot over something. So it's called being occupied. You saw Floyd occupy Canelo's two hands when he had the double guard. He touched this hand, then he touched this hand, then he threw the hook over it. He's making sure Canelo don't fire before he throws his shot. Okay? So that's what Bill was telling Devin to do. So he was taking the jab. He was feinting as if he was coming in. He'd extend the jab as if he was going to throw it, while Ryan would keep his jabbing hand at home. You notice Ryan didn't do much jabbing. Now, Ryan would occupy Devin by stiff arming him, meaning he take his arm and stiff arm like this and keep it out there. But it's also a range fighter. So he's doing that to be able to throw his overhand right and come back with the left hook. So he was rarely doing that because Devin was occupying, and then both of them abandoned everything and they just decided to rumble. And they just started flinging hands. Even when Ryan would counter or throw a bunch of combinations, he would just throw punches after punch after punch after punch and then end with the hook. Or sometimes you throw a hook and a hook and a hook. So it wasn't the most skilled fight in the world, but because of that, it was an exciting fight. You know, Devin couldn't really land anything significant on Ryan besides to his body. He was landing nice jabs to the body. He was trying right hands to the body, left hooks to the body. He caught him once with a left hook to the head, even though Ryan still sticks his head back in the ear. His technique's terrible. What Coach Derek James wanted Ryan to do more of was use his jab. Use his jab to set up the other shots. Ryan didn't do that. He just lead with a hook. He just leave it out. He throw a whole bunch of punches, uppercuts, and right crosses, and then hooks. Lots of hooks, right hooks, just a lot of hooks. And so Ryan didn't really follow much of what Derek James said. I think Derek James at certain points was saying, let your hands go. Just let your hands go. Just be first. Because at the time, Devin wasn't throwing any jabs. And he was just watching them. I think that was after the 8th round into the 9th round. Derek James was telling him to, throw more. Just throw anything. Because Devin wasn't respecting distance. Devin was just coming in on Ryan, just throwing body shots. And Ryan would just do this weird shell up thing. And he get hit in the spleen area a lot. But Devin just abandoned the jab. He should have stayed with his jab. And I think a lot of people are saying that now. But the point anyway I'm making is this. Floyd came with that game plan, which was a dangerous game plan because the kicker of the game plan was that Ryan was going to be coming in a welterweight. That was the bottom line of the game plan. It was to trick Devin Haney into aggressively coming after Ryan to try and stop him, and also that Ryan would prepare for that by being as big as possible, as strong as possible to absorb the punishment that Devin would come with, and then come back with something to knock him out. And in order to do that, that was the game plan. In order to do that, Ryan need to not make weight. So the dangerous part of that is Devin Haney didn't know that that this was going to happen. So he's making weight. He's coming in a smaller guy. He doesn't have the size that he needs to have to handle Ryan's power and Ryan's size. And so that's why you saw what you saw, especially down the stretch. Devin was boxing Ryan, doing a pretty good job boxing him, by the way. And pressuring him, boxing and pressuring him, by the way. And he was doing a good job. He was keeping range and everything. When he got dropped, it's like something switched in his head. And no matter what his father was telling him, he was just not listening to his father. His father told him, hey, man, you know why that happened? He said you wasn't keeping your guard up. Then he told him to keep his guard up, and he told him to jab. And so I was screaming at the screen, Devin, jab. Y'all saw me in the live. Devin, jab. His father told him to go back to jabbing. So his father, Bill Haney, didn't tell Devin anything wrong. Y'all nitpicking Bill Haney. He gave him the right instruction. It's just like with Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Derek James wasn't telling Errol Spence the wrong thing in the corner. He was telling him the right stuff. He said, why are you standing in front of him? Step around him. Step around him, use your jab. That's what Derek James said when Errol was fighting Terrence, and Errol just didn't do it. Okay? Sometimes the trainer telling you something, but you got to understand, and this is what Bill understands, and this is what Derek understands. When a fighter gets hit like that, it's still residual, meaning he's not processing everything as properly as he should after he gets dropped. So even when you are talking to the fighter, you got to understand they may not be, they may still be trying to recoup, and they not hearing nothing you saying. So sometimes as a trainer, maybe you just sit them down and you don't say nothing to them. Say, you okay? You're breathing properly? Okay. Now you need to just use this round to recoup, and that's it. You ain't got nothing, no instructions, nothing. Just keep it simple, right? Because sometimes they don't hear you. They're still dealing with their shit, trying to sort their shit out, and they can't hear you. Or they're hearing you, but their body can't allow them to do what you're telling them to do. The body's still out of it. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's the case with even with what was the other fight I saw where the trainer told the boxer to do a certain thing. But you can't also, as a trainer, you cannot be frustrated in the corner when they come back and they don't do it. You got to understand they going through shit. There's a reason why they can't do it, right? I seen you remember when Floyd was fighting Pacquiao, how his father was on his ass, but Floyd knew what he was seeing in the ring. Floyd knew what he was experiencing in the ring, you know? And even though his father was seeing the shots and how to land him on Pacquiao, what Floyd was seeing was the return fire. Let me tell you something. Ryan put away that jab the moment Devin Haney came over the top with the right hand. And he became very tentative about throwing the jab. Ryan was fighting on the back foot, not because he wanted to fight on the back foot, because he had to fight on the back foot. It wasn't he was trying to set traps. If he was trying to set traps, then he would have sprung a trap on Devin and catch him with a check hook or something and stun him and go back. That's not what happened. Ryan had to launch. He had to fight his way out of the corner. And then he would just go hyper aggressive and just throw punch after punch after punch, trying to overwhelm Devin Haney. That's how he got, I think, the first knockdown. He got hurt to the body with a jab. See, again, y'all have to know what boxing is. He got hurt to the body with a jab. And then after that, he threw punch after punch after punch. He just started throwing a whole bunch of punches. And it just so happened that the fourth left hook that he threw caught Devin Haney. Fourth left hook caught Devin Haney. You know, because what he was doing was going, one will land. That's how he was doing it. He was just on the offensive. Now, Devin Haney didn't use his jab when moving backwards. See, the jab is great for going forwards. Oh, I'm in the southpaw stance, so my bad. It's great for going forwards, but it's also a great weapon for going backwards. Marcos Maidana versus Floyd Mayweather. Marcos Maidana, crouch stance. So he's going from low to high. So when Floyd tried to come in on him, jab from low to high. Okay? That jab off puts a guy. So you can't just come in on me like that. I'm gonna hit you in your nose. On my spear jab you to the body, right? Moving backwards with the jab. Devin Haney didn't do that. See, because Bill and Devin were conned into thinking they could walk down Ryan Garcia. So in his head, he still didn't register why Ryan was coming back at him like that. So he's all defensive because he didn't prepare. Mentally, he didn't prepare for a guy to launch an attack on you and just be coming. But if he had used his jab, let me tell you why that's so important. Let me do it from the side, okay? If I use my jab here, right? When I use my jab, I can find you. I know where you are. So if I want to pivot away, if I want to pivot this way or I want to pivot this way, I know where you are. And usually you're jabbing and also trying to find a bearing with the shoulders. Why you want to find a bearing with the shoulders here is because when you need to frame, you need to frame off a shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You need to pivot. If you need to pivot to the side, you need to know where your framing is. Right? And if he had framed Ryan Garcia as well, that is when Ryan's coming in, he frames him, right? So, like, okay, Ryan's coming to me, right? I'll frame him here. I'll frame him off here. So he can't attack me. You get what I'm saying? You frame him off here. Now, he could be coming with a left hook, in which case I dip under and then I frame. You see what I'm saying? And Dev knows these things. This is not something Dev don't know. Dev wasn't fighting like Dev. As Floyd said. Actually, Floyd himself said that in the comment on the fight. He said Ryan wasn't fighting like Ryan and Dev wasn't fighting like Dev. It's true. Dev usually fight off the back foot. Sometimes he fight in the center of the ring. He step around you. He wasn't stepping around Ryan because he had to pursue Ryan. He had to cut off Ryan. You see? So he was trying to cut off Ryan at the same time come at Ryan off an angle. So he was coming at Ryan off an angle. But what he was doing, which was a cardinal sin, is he was moving straight back when Ryan would attack him. Also, sometimes he would snap back at an angle on a swivel. But the problem with that is, if you snap back on an angle with a swivel, you could get hit still. So it's better to dip or to roll under and around. And he didn't do a lot of that either. And the reason he hurt Ryan was because he was using the jab. So he was able to throw the leaping left hook or the spare jab off the jab. He was able to whip it off of the jab. And he abandoned his jab. If he didn't abandon his jab, because both of them were just watching each other. I don't know if it's because he was still puzzled how Ryan got to him after he threw the jab to the body. Because Ryan just started this flurry of shots. And I think he was still trying to process that. And he was afraid to throw his jab. Maybe that's it. But when he got back to the jab, he was in control. So even with that weight disparity and the uneven playing field, he could have won that fight if he had stuck with his jab. You know, that was it. So when everybody, even Floyd's trying to critique what Bill is and trying to show how Bill's not a good trainer and all of that. Come on, man. Come on, Floyd. Now, if you want to help Ryan, you seriously want to help. I'm sorry. You want to seriously help Devin because you just helped Ryan win the fight. You did. I give Floyd a lot of credit for Ryan winning the fight. Okay, it was Floyd and Hopkins versus Bill Haney. This is what it was. And Floyd's kind of patched it up with Bill, obviously. And let me say something. They're two grown men. They'll sort it out. I'm sure they will. But I want to say this. And as much as Floyd's trying to throw shade at Bill and he's trying to get Bill out of the picture, which is a stupid thing to do. I mean, Bill needs to be in the picture with Devin. Bill needs to be in the picture with his children. I don't know what Bill is doing in the background. I don't know if he's snorting coke or whatever. You never know. But Bill needs to be a part of that. He needs to be. And if Floyd wants to add to that, fine. But Bill's going to be wary of Floyd. Devin is his own boss, though. It's not Bill. Bill's working for Dev. So if Dev chooses to learn a couple of more things with Floyd, fine. Floyd has been working with every single fighter out there. But at the end of the day, Floyd started saying some things to Fight Hype. The interview with the founder of Fight Hype, and he was saying, he felt that Dev got hurt by Linares, but Linares couldn't finish him, and he got hurt by Lomachenko, and Lomachenko couldn't finish him, but they were old, and he's trying to create a narrative that these old guys didn't have the energy to finish Dev, but Ryan did. But Floyd, you lying when you say that, because you know very well that Ryan came in way overweight. That's why he was able to hurt Dev the way he was hurting Dev. Okay, because otherwise Dev would have rolled through those, and Dev still rolled through it. But he got dropped. Dev got dropped because this was a much bigger guy. Now, I'm not saying that Dev couldn't have boxed better, but you was the mastermind behind this. You knew that Devin Day was coming in to try and beat up Ryan Garcia. And basically, you got it to work out. After Dev got dropped, Dev was trying to just knock out Ryan Garcia. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get to him and punish him. Okay, he forgot his jab. He forgot everything. It didn't matter what Bill was telling him. Dev was trying to just beat this motherfucker up. Okay, and the point behind it is you're the mastermind behind that. So you can't be coming now and saying, well, Dev got dropped by Linares. He got hurt by Linares. He got hurt by Loma. So, it was, Ryan's young. So that's why he got quick feet and stuff. You know better than that, my friend. You're the architect behind this. You know why Dev got dropped. Dev was not going to be dropped by no 140-pound weighing in Ryan Garcia. Y'all know that. You know that. You know that Ryan had an unfair advantage. That's why he got dropped. You know Dev can take a punch. You saw him spar Tank. He got dropped 3 times because Ryan was a welterweight when he weighed in on the scales. It was an uneven playing field, and you know that damn well, Floyd Mayweather. You know that damn well. But y'all get to create the narrative that Devin can't punch, even though Ryan comes out now and says Devin can punch, and he thinks Devin will beat Tank. And not only that, but we know Devin can take a punch. Anybody else would have been knocked out. But Devin is so strong, he took that punishment. Tank can't take that kind of punishment. Tank cannot take that kind of punishment. Against that version of Ryan? Nah. But Tank don't try to get himself hit like that. Dev is strong, and Dev has a chin. I hear the narrative, Ryan Garcia destroys Devin Haney. He didn't destroy nothing. He didn't destroy shit. Stop it. Stop it. Now y'all taking it to the other extreme. Yeah, you didn't expect this guy to perform the way he did, but now y'all sensationalizing it. If he destroyed Dev, why did Dev win the final round of the fight? Why did Dev win 7 out of the 5 rounds? Stop it. Stop it. Y'all with y'all narratives. Devin is the real deal. And y'all know it. And y'all just hate Devin, which is okay. It's boxing. You can like who you like and don't like who you like, but you must tell the truth. The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. That little troll that came in here talking about, don't you dare say this about Floyd. Don't you dare say this about Floyd. That little troll that came in here, he don't dwell in truth. That's why he's such a coward. He had to come in, say a bunch of nothing, and leave. He trying to talk about my hairline and stuff. Little ninja, I'm 50 years old. I could be your fucking father. Shut the fuck up. Learn some respect. Little ninja. Little coward. So, like I said before, and you know what you need. What you need don't care about, what anybody say about him. You know this channel been around for a long time. and will continue to be. I just like to talk the truth of the situation. I like to talk the truth of the situation. And the truth of the situation is this. What you need realizes where the rift is with these two wonderful gentlemen, Floyd Mayweather and Bill Haney. Whether they want to work together or not is irrelevant. But this is the truth. Devin the Dream Haney is the man in charge. If Devin the Dream Haney decides, I'm still going to try and learn a thing or two from Floyd, then that's on him. His father works for him. Right? If Floyd is wasting Devin Haney's time, then he say, all right, cool. You know? My point being this. These young fighters, y'all need to understand something. Y'all think y'all following Floyd Mayweather. I don't care what Floyd Mayweather is as a person. I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather now as a boxer. But you're not when you avoid each other. Gervonta Tank Davis, I know you ain't no Floyd Mayweather, but nonetheless, if you think you are following Floyd Mayweather, you are not. Who is the major cash cow now in boxing? It's Ryan Garcia. You lost your shot by not fighting the fights that count. And you're going to have to step up your game. That Frank Martin fight, we already know. Frank Martin gets hit with body shots. And what you do best, Tank, you land to the body. Derek James better get that boy some iron abs. He better get some iron liver. Because Tank will be raining down punches on his body. And yes, this is the age of upsets. And I know sometimes I sound dismissive of certain fighters. I'm not dismissive of Frank Martin. I would, it seems as though I was dismissive of Ryan Garcia as well. You got to pay attention, of course. But at the end of the day, Frank Martin has a lot of development to do from the last fight he had with Aratunian. Because Aratunian was outboxing him and beating him up. And if Aratunian could do that, what do you think Tank will do? Oh, really? And if Tank was to fight a life and death fight with Frank Martin, then he ain't worth shit. Shakur will give him problems. Because Shakur is like Aratunian. He move around the ring. That's what he do. Shakur's not going to go in there and just rumble with Tank back and forth. He's not going to do that. He might walk to him, which might shock Tank for a bit, keep his defense tight and walk to him. But he's not going to do that all night. Guarantee you that. Right? He's going to use his range and so on. My point being that Frank Martin is not what we want to see. We want to see fight like Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. People, you know why people are cool with Ryan Garcia versus Devin? Because Ryan Garcia is was supposedly a top 140 pounder. Well, obviously he's not a 140 pounder. He's a welterweight. But according to Ryan, he never fought at 140 pounds. His last other two welterweight fights that he had, he came in at 143. That's according to him. So he's been fighting at welterweight for a while. I think he's had 3 fights at welterweight, and the one fight with Tank, he had a lightweight, right? Funny. Lightweight? Was it lightweight? No, I think it was a catchweight. I think it was a 138. I think he came in. So I think he had one fight. He had one fight. I think it was 136 or something. One fight at super lightweight. His fight with Tank was at super lightweight, I think. So yeah. But nonetheless, my point is that these young fighters today, y'all need to understand, and I gotta say, Floyd has been hypocritical to Bill. You've been hypocritical to Bill. How you gonna come saying, oh, what's your issue with me? Bill knew that you and Bernard Hopkins was conspiring against him and Devin Haney. You particularly joined the fray because You wanted Ryan to beat Haney's ass because Haney was saying how he beat you in sparring. Real small nigga shit. Well, not actually. No. Hold on. You also didn't want Tank to face Haney. And you didn't want Haney to become a bigger name than Tank because you were saying Ryan, Tank, and Canelo are the faces of boxing. You did not want Haney to become a face of boxing. That's what happened. That's what's up. So you did everything in your power with Bernard Hopkins, with Golden Boy. That's why Ryan patched it up with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy. Y'all conspired against this kid to beat him. Fair play. You won. You got through. But not really. Because Devin Haney's always going to face the best possible opponent he can. Y'all can talk. I hear all these people say, oh, Devin Haney, man, he can be brought along well and all that. You're trying to be dismissive. And I hear everybody saying, oh, there's no need for a rematch. Of course there's no need for a rematch. Because y'all can't duplicate what you did. Ryan cannot duplicate what he just did. He had a major weight advantage. That wouldn't happen in a rematch. Bill and Devin wouldn't allow that to happen in a rematch. And y'all know that. So that's why there's no reason for a rematch, even though Max DeLuca and Chris Mannix scored the fight 112-112. Oh, no, the fight was never close like that. So what? Chris Mannix didn't know what he was scoring? He was scoring round by round, and everybody knew what was happening. Oh, that's an outrage. That's an outrage. Outrage my ass. It's a coup d'etat. Y'all trying to get rid of Bill Haney. You and the PBC trying to get rid of him from his son. For real? Y'all serious? Y'all serious? Because Devin got too close to being a face of boxing. Devin got too close to being the face of boxing. So now y'all better make sure there's no chance that happens again. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. How about that? We know what it is. See, this is what you need. What you need is not an ass. What you need is not a fool. And this little troll came in here to distract that. That what you need would reveal that. And he was afraid. Just like how Israel is afraid of people rising up and realizing it's a fucking cancer. Cancer to the world. Cancer to the Middle East. Western imperial colonization project. And not the people in Israel per se, it's the system. The apartheid system. Look how much killing they're doing. They're going down in Rafah. The whole world told them not to, including the United States of America, and they're doing it. Fuck Israel. Fuck them. You heard it from What You Need. What You Need is not afraid to say what you need to say. When it's the truth, I stand on the truth. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Them and their prime minister. As for the people of Israel, the citizens of Israel like myself, those of you who are against this war, I love you. I know you're not getting to get your voices heard, but I love you. I know right now it's a police state up in Israel. They're not allowing people to do what they need to do. I know a lot of people in Israel are protesting right now. With respect to PBC, trying to mess with Bill Haney and Floyd and all these guys trying to circulate things in the media, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. To the young fighters out there, y'all fight the fights. Don't do like Tank, the poster child for what could have happened with all the skill and ability, but he ain't fighting nobody. He about to fight a kid who ain't got no fucking experience and has almost no amateur background. Frank Martin. And if Frank Martin whoops Tank's ass, it's a cherry pick going wrong, and he deserved it. He deserved that, but it's not going to happen. Tank gonna beat his ass. That's why I'm not. Why would I watch that? What's good on that pay-per-view? Oh, there is something good on that pay-per-view. Edwin De Los Santos versus Raul Valenzuela. That's some good shit on that on that card. You know what I'm saying? Swole Geek in the building. What's up, my dude? Swole Geek says, man, Chris Mannix usually has clown takes, but I thought his card was closer than the two judges that scored it for Garcia. From rounds 2 to 6, it's possible that Garcia lost all those rounds. He did. But he did. You know what Garcia won this fight? Off of his power. His power won the fight because he connected with Devin Haney, and that power was different. That power wasn't a super lightweight's power. That was a welterweight's power. That's what made the difference in the fight. That's why Devin Haney looked as vulnerable as he did. And Garcia's already a puncher. I'm telling you, man, they got away with some slick shit, bro. They got away with some slick shit. From rounds 2 to 6. Yeah, Haney won rounds 2 to 6. I agree. Round 7, Ryan Garcia, Haney was in control until Ryan Garcia started throwing that flurry. Haney was on the defensive, but he wasn't using his jab. You have to space out. You can't just be dipping under shots. And he said he lapsed. His defense lapsed, and he got caught. You know what I mean? Close fight. Yeah. Swolgeek for real, man. It was a close fight. It was 112-112. I got it. Chris Mannix got it 112-112. I think Max DeLuca got it 112-112. I think the other two judges' scorecards. Let me see what the other judges' scorecards is. Swolgeek says, "Do you think Haney should move back down? Back down where? Haney can't make 135. He can't make 135. Come on now. No, he good at 140. He's the champ at 140. He's still the WBC champ because remember they didn't fight for the title. They didn't fight at 140. Remember, they fought at 143, a catchweight. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I think a lot of y'all don't understand. It became a catchweight fight at 143 at welterweight because Ryan didn't make weight and Devin went with that. So Ryan had the big advantage in the weigh-in. He came in 143, so the fight's basically a welterweight fight. And God knows what he ballooned up to. And then on top of that, Devin Haney, he came in 140 and he ballooned up to whatever he ballooned up to. They may have even come in the same weight, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Ryan looked much bigger than Devin, but who knows? Maybe Oscar said they weigh in the same way. I don't know. But what I do know is Ryan didn't have to do that dehydration. He's basically fighting as a welterweight at a catchweight of 143. You get what I'm saying? Whereas Devin is fighting as a super lightweight at 140. Oh, a 130 something. I think it was 139, whatever. So you're talking about a guy who comes in on the scales 139 something, and one guy comes in 143. That's so much of a big difference. You understand? It's a disadvantage to the guy. If you know you are weighing in at a catch weight of 143, you want to get as close to 143 as you can. You don't want to lose all that extra weight. He lost. Basically, he's at a deficit of 3 pounds going into a fight. You understand what I'm saying? He's a deficit with power. So the fact that he even rapped with Ryan Garcia is incredible. Like, you guys don't understand what I'm saying. You have to understand what I'm saying to be able to grasp how difficult what the challenge was for Devin in that fight. Yo, bro, scroll up the chat. Jimmy Morales. Scroll up the chat. And you're going to see somebody else said the same thing you just said. I addressed that already. I can't believe you guys. Like, you just say the same talking points and you don't process nothing. Haney didn't wait bully Regis, bro. You know why? Because both he and Regis came in at 140. They both had to make weight. And it takes from your body. Jimmy Morales, bro. You wasn't here when I addressed this. I addressed this before. This is not the same. This is a guy violating weight and coming in a different weight class. And the other guy who kept weight is now at a deficit. This is not anything like the Regis stuff because you're talking about unofficial weights. You're talking about after they rehydrate. When you're trying to make weight, you're depleting the body. When one guy, he reaches 143, but another guy, and this becomes the new weight class, and the other guy goes down to 140, which means he's at a 3-pound deficit, meaning I've depleted my body because what it takes to get that last 3 pounds, you deplete your body tremendously. So I'm going to be weaker. Even when I rehydrate, I'm going to be weaker. Even if we rehydrate to the same weight, let's say we identical weight, the one who didn't have to lose those 3 pounds. I remember this is a welterweight fight now. This is not that's why Devin Haney's title wasn't lost. It's because it became a welterweight fight when a last minute notice. So Devin Haney's depleted. 2, Devin Haney didn't train to fight somebody that big. This is what y'all not understanding. Okay? He didn't train to go into a welterweight fight. He specifically trained to fight at super lightweight. If he was going to train for a welterweight fight, he would bulk up more. He put on more muscle. Do you understand? So he could absorb more shocks. Do you understand? Or do you not understand what I'm saying? I need you guys to understand what I'm saying. If you're not understanding me, just tell me I don't understand. Just tell me that. It's not a problem. But don't stay blank and don't respond. Because I'm trying to get feedback from you so I can understand if you understand me. You get what I'm saying? It's not a one-way street. I don't care to hear my voice. I'm just trying to disseminate information to you guys. I'm trying to educate you guys on the sport of boxing. Right? So Devin Haney can't move back down to 135. He can't make that weight. Okay? Making 140 is difficult for him. Okay? So him going up and facing Ryan Garcia at, say, 144, 143, 145 in a rematch where both of them come in at 145, it's going to be a different fight. For sure. It's going to be a different fight. You understand? Do you guys understand? Swole Geek, do you understand? Jimmy Morales, do you understand? Do you understand what weight classes are and why we have weight classes? There's a reason we have weight classes, for an even playing field. So when you violate that, the playing field is no longer equal. And it doesn't matter that Devin Haney and his father were misinformed or under the misinformation that they could handle that situation. They couldn't. Because every time Devin got hit by Ryan, it affected him. Because it was just so much of a difference in weight. Now, Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney, why that fight is fair is because they both weighed in at the same weight. So whether Devin Haney rehydrates to 165, Devin Haney's a big dude. Regis is a small, compact dude. So Regis being 156 is ideal for him. The ideal weight for him. It's like Pacquiao versus Margarito, right? Okay. Regis was able to prepare and train for if Devin Haney hit him with shots. You get the time to bulk up and train your body to take that punishment at 140. Now, if Devin Haney was to violate the 140-pound agreement, coming intentionally 143, he wouldn't have won the title, but he might have knocked out Regis Prograis. You get what I'm saying? Because he would have had more bulk, more mass, more size. And if he did it last minute and he didn't make weight, Regis Prograis don't have the time to toughen up himself, bulk up the muscle mass, and so on to face Devin Haney. So if let's say Devin Haney did what Ryan Garcia did. He came in 143. Regis Prograis came in 140. Regis Prograis would be at a weight deficit. Plus, he wouldn't have been able to train to deal with a welterweight, which is he needs bigger guys to train with him, toughen up himself even more, and put on more muscle. Because he's dealing with a 143 now. He's not dealing with a 140. You understand? So because of that, if that was to happen with Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, that's a different story. Devin Haney's 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. Regis Prograis is 5'6" with 5'7" with a 60-something inch reach. Regis Prograis is compact. So Regis Prograis don't have to put on that weight. He wouldn't be 165, but Devin Haney with a bigger frame and a bigger body would fill out to 165. It's just for you to be healthy. He's a big dude, so he will fill out to 165. That's like talking about David Benavidez. David Benavidez on fight night coming in at super middleweight. He probably is a big 190 pounder. Okay, but he has a big frame. So you don't expect nothing like different. You get what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia is the same thing, but the problem with it is he cheated because he did not make the weight. And making the weight is what levels off the field, not what you come out after rehydration. It's making the weight that's important. That's like the rate limiting step. You're not fully in all your strength and power when you come out of making weight then. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what is different to the Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. That's where the cheating came in. It was a slick one. They passed it by, but it's part of the game. All I'm saying is this mustn't happen. The sanctioning bodies, the commissions, the parties, the promotional parties must ensure that this doesn't happen again. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I'm not saying that Devin Haney, if he was doing his proper boxing and he had a proper game plan, other than what Ryan and Floyd and Hopkins goaded him into, and Bill, that they couldn't win the fight, even in spite of all of that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, though, how the fight went when Ryan hit Devin. He was hitting Devin as if he was a bona fide welterweight, because he came in as a bona fide welterweight on the scales, whereas Devin was a super lightweight at that time. You see what I'm saying? And it was last minute. He didn't get time to prepare for that. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Bruce, Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Salute, bro. What you need. Shout out to Bruce, man. Shout out to Bruce. So I'm not saying that you should visit Mill City interview to Regis. He's gonna let you know that you are an error. Bro, I've heard so many different things from so many different people. Y'all always come with shit. I really like, I always got proven to be true, because then the experts come and they verify what I'm saying. And I'm not saying anything the experts haven't said. Antonio Tarver, all these guys have been saying the same thing I've been saying. In fact, if y'all go and watch what's Goodfellas Sports TV, he says the same thing. Goodfellas Sports TV ain't got a horse in the race. He said the same thing. And he's not, he talk a lot of boxing. What I'm telling you is well-known knowledge and information in the boxing world. And I'm just sharing it with you guys, because I want to share it. It has nothing to do with whether I like Devin Haney or not. It doesn't have to, I like Ryan Garcia too. I was rooting for Ryan Garcia when he started. I was telling him pop your jab and stuff, and I was just hoping that he would do well, and he did exceptionally well, better than I expected. But I kind of expected it as well at the same time, because I could see the writing on the wall. But I just wanted to see if Bill and Dev was hyped to that, if they were alert to that. They obviously weren't. So I'm not, like I said before, Regis, he could say whatever he wants to say. He weighed in the same weight as Dev. So what the fuck is he talking about? It don't matter what Dev rehydrate to. They weighed in the same weight. They was fighting in the same weight class. That's why Dev has his title. He lost fair and square to Dev, because Dev played by the rules. Okay? Ryan didn't play by the rules. And he did it purposely to get as big as possible, because he knew he couldn't just straight up and down face Dev and win. He didn't have the confidence to believe that. And him and Hopkins and Floyd, and when Dev pushed Ryan, he was testing out his strength. I told y'all that. It's all on my channel. You can go and find the videos. I just didn't think that Dev and Bill, especially in light of what happened with the weight change, I didn't think that they would go out there and implement a game plan like what they wanted to implement. And in the end, Bill did tell Dev to jab. He did tell Dev to go find Ryan, to hunt him down, but to stay behind his jab. And Dev did not listen. He went hunting down for Ryan, but he didn't stay behind his jab. See, Dev could do whatever he wants if he keeps his jab. Dev's a rhythm fighter, as they say. You got to stay behind your jab, build your rhythm. You know what I mean? It don't matter what the fuck Regis said on Mill City. Truth is truth and fake is fake. And I ain't the only channel on here. And I'm not the only person on here. And I'm definitely Tons of professionals say otherwise. Paulie Malignaggi said it too. Okay? So they confirm what I say. You just using Regis Prograde. He the only professional. I think there's another guy, Greg Hackett, who's saying, weight didn't matter. But, Regis trying to say equate his situation with what happened with Devin is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's not the same. And y'all need to critically think for yourselves. None of y'all can think. You just parrot. You need to think. And by the way, I did see the interview with Mill City and Regis Program. And if y'all don't know, Zab, Judah, and Floyd was also on Mill City, but Floyd decided not to talk about that incident in front of Zab, and also he wanted an environment where he could he could feel comfortable and safe on. So he spoke about it on Fight Hype, the mistakes that Bill Haney had, but those mistakes to me are fluff because he was behind Ryan beating Bill, and Dev. So, it's fluff at the end of the day. He's just trying to show that Bill, needs help, or he's not the best trainer in the world. When a fighter takes a loss, people say all kinds of stupid stuff. People say all kinds of stupid shit. So it's not surprising that like a change needs to be made. No change needs to be made. Devin just needed to fight smarter. And he kind of started to fight smarter. He fought smarter from 2 to 6. But after 7, he wasn't fighting smart. He wasn't. He wasn't fighting smart at all. You can walk down guys and box. You can walk down guys and fight smart. But and then Ryan was so available, he could close the distance on Ryan. He just said, I don't need no fucking jab to close the distance on Ryan. I'm quick enough. So he tried to do what Ryan was doing to him. Ryan would leap in with his left hooks. He lucky he didn't get countered, but Devin wasn't thinking of getting countered. And even a straight jab, when you're leaping in with a left hook, just a jab. You could eat a jab. Miguel Cotto on Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather started to leap in with left hooks, and Cotto backing up. He started busting up Mayweather's nose with a jab. Just a jab. And Devin Haney knows how to use a jab. So I knew that it was a mind job, because when Devin Haney abandoned the jab, I was like, they got him. Ryan got him. He got him. Yeah. So this conversation with Floyd and Bill, in many respects, I get why Bill is wary of Floyd, and Floyd coming on Floyd gloated. He actually gloated after Ryan beat Dev. So, he felt proud and beat his chest. And now that, he got through with that, he talking about training Dev. Floyd just trying to throw insults. He's trying to come up to Bill and troll him. But I'm telling you, man, you do things to other people, it's going to come back on you. You do to other people what you want other people to do to you. It's a law of life. And Floyd be like, just bringing bad things upon himself, man. He have good intentions, though. He does have good intentions with Broner and with Tank, with Dev and all those guys. But once somebody starts to threaten his legacy and starts to threaten, his position, he suddenly changes on them, and he's trying to destroy them. So Floyd, you got to work on that, bro. Let's work on that. You and me in the same month. I'm born 10 days before you was born. Homie. So we're Februarians. I know how it is. We can be vindictive at times, and I try to fight against it. And I try not to be a beast. I try to be more of a civilized man than a beast. Some of us have mean streaks in us. That's why we even turn to boxing, because we like that. But yeah, Dev versus Ryan is a great fight. It was a great fight. It was a great performance. Definitely did both for both resumes. They still trying to paint Dev as this villain. Floyd, Tank even turned around and said some good things about Devin. And I think Tank, again, the only reason these guys was going at Devin and Devin going at them is because they were at the top. and undefeated. And so they felt that, Floyd felt that Dev could be a threat to his legacy for some reason. I don't know why. And Tank, he didn't want to face Devin. And if Devin became that pay-per-view star, then, Tank might have to face him if Tank wanted. But all these guys was running from Dev. And even Ryan didn't run to face him. Like I said before, Ryan didn't want to face him. And Floyd didn't want Ryan to face him. But seeing that it had to happen, they had to find a way to beat him. And that was the game plan. It was a brilliant game plan. Dirty, but brilliant. And got to get him the props. I give Floyd his props for what he did. He was successful in that. But it ain't going to change nothing. Dev's still going to do his thing. Dev's still going to be a great fighter. And it ain't changing nothing. That's the pathway Dev have to go on. Ain't going to change nothing. And for Ryan, I'm so happy he got redeemed because people's talking about him being a TikToker and, he ain't really a boxer. He's not serious about boxing. And for Ryan, it's a he's right now in the limelight. He's at the top. Now you got to stay at the top, bro. And so that's what we're looking forward to seeing with Ryan and see if he will grow as a man or if he will keep on doing stupid shit or saying stupid shit to try and throw people off. He reminds me of T.O. and Raleigh. He got that kind of vibe about him. But he's handsome. He's good looking. He's talented in other areas. He's innovative. He's very creative. And then you got to give Ryan his props when it comes to that. And that's what I like about Ryan. Ryan's a guy who, he thinks outside the box. And that's going to get him very far. But I hope that, if you profess Jesus Christ, that you represent him, like really represent him. I know all of us are fucked up, and I even say fuck up. I start cursing. I don't really like cursing. But you still have to represent as best as you can and as much as you can. So that's what I want to say to Ryan. I know he got his issues, his anxiety issues and stuff like that. But Ryan be fighting them guys, man. He fought the boogeyman and he beat the boogeyman. He might even rematch the boogeyman. I don't pass it by Ryan to rematch him. Give him a shot back at the title not a title, but just another shot at him. I wouldn't be surprised Ryan does that. But of course, he's gonna have his terms or whatever. But if they have the rematch, you best believe. A lot of people are talking about, Ryan gonna knock out Dev and blah, blah. Okay, we'll see. They've always had epic fights. Ryan and Dev have always had epic fights. So if there is a rematch, between Dev and Ryan, believe you me, it's gonna be exciting and epic again. Those two always gonna deliver. They're always gonna deliver. That's a can't miss. Of course, Ryan versus Pitbull Cruz. But Pitbull Cruz is at 140. See, all the 140 pounders, they're at 140. Devin's probably the only guy, maybe Mateus, maybe even T.O., who can make 147. T.O., Mateus, they can make 147. So that may be prospective guys that Ryan can fight. Of course, there's always the Rolly Romero grudge match to have, So there's Rolly Romero sitting in the wings there. And Rolly Romero's a big 140 pounder as well. So Ryan has options. He has options. If he goes for Devin Haney again, that motherfucker got balls. He got balls. I said it before. Ryan got balls. I praised Ryan for that because he had balls. He was fighting against himself, fighting Devin Haney, and he got through it. He had some issues, man. This was like a nightmare. Like, motherfucker, I gotta face this dude. But he had a little edge on his side, and I gotta give him props for that. He got balls. You know what I mean? I gotta give him props. Nobody else wanted to face Devin. Nobody. Tank and all trying to celebrate, cheers and shit. Tank trying to, and Ryan's like, face me, bitch. I ain't toasting with you. We ain't friends like that. Because Tank is like, yeah, you beat my enemy. You made me look good. Yeah, I beat you. You beat him. Now he don't have to face me. Then Tank turns around and he says some good things about Devin. So I'm telling you, in a way, okay, they got the success, they got Devin beat, but you could tell there's a brotherhood in boxing, and that's the thing. They got their little tips and stuff. And I think Devin and I think Bill and Floyd, they're gonna get along. I'm pretty sure about that. They're gonna get along. I saw Broner curse out Al Heyman and Floyd, and then turn around and get along. They're gonna get along. Life's too short. If one of them was to, I don't want to say it, but if anything bad was to happen to one of them, they would be, they would. Think about it this way, Mr. Bill Haney and Floyd Mayweather. If one of y'all, I don't want to say it like that either. I don't want to say that. That's just. I'm gonna use my situation. When my mom died, I had issues with my mother, but when she died, I felt how about it. You know what I mean? I was crying and everything. My point being, you don't want to have that situation, and then in the funeral, you're talking all these good things, or after the person passed away, you're talking all these good things about them. Motherfuckers, start doing it now and get along with each other. Y'all need to get along with each other, and y'all both black. So Floyd, if Floyd wants to pitch in the hand and really help, he might be just bullshitting, but nonetheless, if he wants to pitch in the hand and help Devin, then so be it. But we don't want Floyd training Devin so the Floyd can get information to Ryan or to Tank. We don't want that now. You know what I mean? If you're gonna teach something, teach something. But I think even Tank was angry when Floyd was training Devin. So, but Floyd wants to impart his boxing knowledge. If you want to impart the boxing knowledge, see, Floyd don't want to say something that sound like he's a hater or whatever. But seriously, some of the points he was making, some of it was bullshit, but some of it's real points, like he was talking about. Devin has the jab, and he has a good jab, and he stopped using his jab and stuff like that, which we already knew. But the point is, Floyd knows a lot about boxing, and if you could pick a guy's brain, regardless if he's crooked or not, you could always sift that through and run it through a filter, meaning you can run it through some other experts and see if it's true what he's saying. But you always don't turn down knowledge. Yeah, Floyd could be wasting your time, but he more serious than that. He ain't gonna waste nobody's time. And Floyd does give people good advice. He does. You know what I mean? And Bill did do Floyd Mayweather Sr. dirty at a certain time. He started making fun of Floyd Mayweather Sr. I remember that. But I'm gonna say this: they family, more family than you and I. They know each other better than you and I know them. So I hope they resolve their issue between Floyd and Bill. That's the truth. Floyd's a legend in the sport, so you don't want to just be, talking about fucking sparring. Who give a fuck about sparring? Sparring don't really matter, y'all. I told you sparring don't matter. They keep on talking about this sparring thing. Like, who gives a fuck about sparring? Sparring. You know what I mean? A real fight is different. So, I'm just saying that them two should be able to get along and keep on pushing, because in this boxing business, everybody, I always know the teams of people who gang together. So you have one team here versus another team here. Sometimes you see boxers go in the ring and there's a whole team of people, always there's a whole team of people kind of behind them. And then people who you don't think are affiliated with them working in the background help them out where they can, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is with boxing, but it was very competitive, and sometimes you have to let bygones be bygones with certain things, and work towards a greater good, which is boxing. You want to see boxing do well. You do want it to affect more young people who are at risk of getting their lives blown out by guns and shit, which I think Floyd and Bill are on the same mind about that. You know what I mean? Floyd, has a campaign, put down the gun, pick up the gloves, and Bill's pretty much at the same mind. He's trying to get people to come out of that, go into sports. It doesn't necessarily have to be boxing, but Bill is trying to be that mentor to inspire the young people, the people in Oakwood, California, the people in Oakland, California, and San Francisco. He's trying to inspire them there and globally as well, and the feats that Devin has done. People talk about everything kind of adds up to help communities and people. And you know, you have to be able to work together. You know, those guys have to be able to work together. Uh, you know, it's hypocritical that Floyd's trying to reach out to Bill after he conspires to to beat Dev. You know, uh, but you know, maybe Floyd thought that Dev probably that Bill and Dev having such notice and having this information would be able to do better in the fight. Maybe that's what he was hoping for. Maybe it's that. But he's still trying to reach out and help. Probably feeling guilty that Ryan broke weight. I don't know what's going on with these guys. I don't know Floyd like that, so I can't say. And but he was wrong, and he was hypocritical in what he was trying to approach Bill with. And Bill smiling because all of this drama is what people will be talking about right now. So they got us talking about this shit. But more importantly, because we don't want to be no soap opera. We talking boxing. More importantly is the fact that these young people, young boxers out there, y'all need to face the best. Do not. I'm saying it again because Devin Haney was one of the first people, you know, to you know, he went down and he fought Cambosis even before Ryan Garcia fought Tank. You know, Bill Haney went down into Australia twice and he faced Cambosis. So he kind of started this ball rolling. They wanted to make it Ryan and Tank, but it's not true. Bill went across the top rank to make that happen. Dev and Bill. And they've been pioneers in terms of pushing this. They be considered villains because people just don't like Dev for no reason at all, except that he boxes very well. And he don't get knockouts all the time. But look out, man. This is the way to go. The way out Bill Haney and Devin Haney is maybe you lose some, maybe you win some, but it's better that you face the best and may lose to them than you ain't face nobody at all. Like Tank ain't faced nobody. He's faced nobody. None of it. When I say nobody, I mean the top guys. I don't mean he's faced some solid guys, but I mean he faced nobody. No top 140 pounder, no the top of the top 135 pounder, and no top of the top 130 pounder. He's faced nobody, you know, and he's content to continue that way. But the days of that are almost over. And if Ryan just continues to face nobodies as well, if he, you know, Devin Haney with the pinnacle and that's it, and he's not challenging himself to face the very best, he gonna fade away as well. You see Canelo Alvarez fading away because that ain't the best. That ain't the best 168 pounder there. David Benavidez is there. And what we as fans need to do is hold these guys to task. Don't be saying, I'm a boxing fan, so I'm going to watch every boxing fight. That's like, I'm a DC fan. I'm going to watch all the trash that DC give me. I'm going to watch everything because I'm a DC fan. No. If you have standards, the only way to make the change is to show them there's no cash in this. This fight ain't worth it. You have to let them know that. You understand? There's a good fight on that card though. Edwin De Los Santos versus Raul Valenzuela is a good fight. That's an evenly matched fight on the Tank card. But David Benavidez versus Gavorsnik, I know Gavorsnik is a good fighter and all of that, man. But Benavidez gonna win that fight. Tank versus Frank Martin, Tank gonna more than likely win that fight. If he don't win that fight, he threw it away. And Frank gonna do his damage. It's gonna be good for a little bit, but he's gonna get stopped. I hate saying that. Frank is a good, tough fighter. He's a tough guy. But you can't be giving people free body shots like that, Frank. Can't be giving people free body shots like that. You give them free body shots. Tank's a body puncher. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? You're going to get knocked out. What time is it? 10:46. I've been going for 2 hours and woo! This is the longest stream I've ever done. 2 hours and 52 seconds. No, actually, when I was watching the fight, I think it took 4 hours. Sorry about that, people on StreamYard. I'm going to wrap it up right here. I am what you need. Been watching this channel. Blessings to Jimmy Morales, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Salute to you, brother. Let me just give the salutes to these guys. Jimmy Morales, who came on here. We had Bruce Gas Boxing. We got Swole Geek who came on here. We had Edwin Clark who came on here. Shout out to you guys. Much love to you. Demo Gaming came in here as well. Appreciate it. I would like to see you guys, man. The Baddest was in here. I don't know who he is exactly, but the Baddest. Shout out to the Baddest. You had Nerd who came through here. Okay. This the dude. Phil Luna was the clown that came through here. And I'm gonna class you as a clown, bro, because you couldn't stand to have a conversation with me. You tried to talk about my physical appearance when your dumb ass ain't confident enough to show your own physical appearance. You see what I'm saying? You hiding in the shadows. I'm out here for everybody to see. Receding hairline and everything. Because I got confidence in myself. You know what I'm saying? But you don't. So you have to hide your face. And you be saying some real dumb shit all up in your feelings, which was unnecessary. You can have a conversation without that, my friend. Yeah, so shout out to Demo Gaming. But still, he added to the thing. He actually spent his time and energy coming through here. So shout out to him. Demo Gaming in the building. Started it off for us on the stream. Shout out to you, brother. Don't forget, guys, you can hop on here as a guest. But if you hop on here as a guest, as I iterated way before, just be respectful and we cool. I'll treat you as a guest, you know. And also, if you want to support this channel, you can support it via PayPal. All right, so that's what I got for you. Now, anybody else who have channels on here, Demo Gaming, anybody else who has channels on here that have to do with boxing, let me know, man. I will actually advertise your channel so people can come see you as well. I like to show love to everybody on here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to show love to everybody. Everybody got their different opinions and stuff, and that's all good and well as well. I'm not mad at nobody. You know what I mean? I'm what you need. You have been watching my channel. I hope you liked what you see. If you like what you see, don't forget you can like, share, subscribe, and you can also donate via PayPal, what you see in the link. I'm out of here. I'm what you need. I'm gone. Peace to everybody. Have a blessed day, everybody, including the crazy guy who was named Philip Lula, who came on here talking crazy. Blessings to everybody. I'm going to catch you guys later. What you need out.